Today I'll be talking about the hidden symbolism in the 2017 film Mother, directed by Darren Aronofsky. The entire movie is a metaphor for environmental destruction in biblical terms, with characters that represent Mother Nature, God, Adam and Eve, and Cain and Abel. The movie starts off with Jennifer Lawrence playing Mother, who is starting to remodel her house and it shows throughout the entire film how important the house is to her. She is married to him, who is played by Javier Bardem, who represents God, who is an author who has severe writer's block. She starts to remodel her house by painting and remodeling kitchen equipment and whatnot. And then all of a sudden they have an unexpected guest who is played by Ed Harris, and he represents Adam. He's very sick, and although Mother and him do not know who he is, they take him in and start to take care of him. Soon his wife will show up, who represents Eve, and she begins to live with them as well. Once they find out that Adam is dying because of how sick he is, a conflict stirs up between their two sons. They have two sons who represent Cain and Abel. They come to the house as well, uninvited, and they begin to argue over the father's will. In a jealous-filled rage, the oldest brother kills the younger brother, and then they leave and go to the hospital to take care of him. Once they find out that he died, they decide that they're going to have a wake for them at Mother and him's house. And a large crowd of people comes, and they begin to fill the house, and there's a couple that keep sitting on a sink that's not secured to the wall yet, and eventually the pipe breaks, and that is said to represent Noah's Ark and the Great Flood. And God, or him, says that he will take care of the apocalypse, and that all of his guests has caused, and just told Mother not to worry about it. After a heated argument about the Great Flood, Mother and him have a very passionate night, and Mother actually becomes pregnant with his child. When he wakes up from the previous night, he finally has overcome his writer's block and starts writing very quickly and put out his new work. And this is said to represent the New Testament. When his fans find out that he finally put something out, they all start showing up to his house, just like Adam and Eve did, uninvited, and they start to come in and make themselves at home. They start to destroy the house by starting fires, painting over the walls that Mother painted, taking down decor, and almost starting riots in their house. As the riots worsen, Mother becomes very distressed and she doesn't know what to do. She feels like she is going to give birth, so she goes to find him, and he takes her up to a room where she gives birth to a baby boy, and him keeps asking her if he can take the baby to show the crowd that his new baby was born, and she won't let it happen because she knows that he keeps saying he's going to do things but he doesn't do it to benefit her, and she's afraid for the baby's life because of how dangerous it is out there. Since she's so tired, she closes her eyes for just a moment, and she wakes up and sees that him has taken the baby, and she opens the door and sees that he's holding the baby up in front of the crowds, showing it off as a prize to everybody. The crowds get very excited, and they start passing around the newborn baby, and Mother starts freaking out because she thinks that the baby's going to get hurt, and eventually they accidentally kill the baby, and because of their constant obsession to consume from them, Mother shows a very large fit of rage and starts to stab people in the crowd. Mother sees that the people begin to consume the baby by eating it, and then it is said that the baby represents Christ, and them eating him represents the body and blood of Christ, and him being sacrificed for the sins of man. Sees all this unfolding, she goes to the basement of the house and decides that she has to end it, and she lights the entire house on fire. The only person that survives is him, and the ending scene is the same as the opening scene, and it is Mother laying on the ground with a single tear leaving her eye, showing all the sacrifices that she's made for the people, like our own Mother Nature. As people are destroying our earth, she just keeps giving, and people just don't know when to stop. Once Mother's body is completely ash, he reaches into her chest and takes out her heart, and the ash will turn into a fire crystal, and he puts it on his new fireplace, and everything brightens up and livens up again. And it cuts to a scene of the bed that Mother and him actually shared, and a young woman wakes up and it shows that God has a new beginning, and he will do anything in his power to provide to his people and what they want, and that Mother Nature and humanity will die, and he will just continue to do the best that he can to provide for his people.